Yo, 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 what's going on, people? It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another watch along. This second to last day of the regular season. Layla, what's going on? Beulah, see. Yes, I hope the Liberty do bounce back. We'll get right into that. So today we have a busy slate in the W. We got 5 games tonight. We have 2 of them starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. We got one at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and then we have one at 10 p.m. Eastern, and the last one of the night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on for 2 streams tonight. We'll have this Liberty versus Mystics stream, and then we'll be on for the Las Vegas Aces versus the Seattle Storm at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you guys can come support. I'm glad you're here for this one. Hope you guys are here for another one. What's up, Dennis? Dennis, it's time for another play calling. Good luck. Yeah, after Sunday's loss to Minnesota and the way we lost, I'm hoping the Liberty can come out and give a much better showing. All right, let's get right into it. Starting lineups for the visiting New York Liberty is Courtney Vandersloot, Sabrina Ionescu, Benijah Laney Hamilton, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. Their bench, Leonie Fibich, Marquisha Davis, Kayla Thornton, Ivana Dojkic, Jalen Sherrod, Kennedy Burke, and Niara Sabally. No injuries to report for the New York Liberty. For the Washington Mystics, you have Julie Van Loo, Brittany Sykes, Ariel Atkins, Emily Enksler starting for the injured Aaliyah Edwards, and Stephanie Dolson. Their bench, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Jade Melbourne, Sika Kone, Carly Samuelson, Shug Sutton. Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Alston are both out injured. They will not be playing in this evening's game. The news was released Shakira Alston will be shut down for the season. So even if they do make the playoffs, she will not be back. Aaliyah Edwards, I guess they're just being careful with the rookie. All right. Liberty are currently the number 1 seed. They've won 3 out of the 4 games against the Mystics this season. So I'm hoping the Liberty can get the sweep again tonight. If the Liberty do win tonight, they will get the number 1 overall seed in the WNBA playoffs. So Liberty need 1 win out of these next 2 games to clinch that number 1 seed. Daniel, what's going on, my friend? Daniel said, "What about them Sparks?" Yeah, them Sparks sitting at the bottom of the table, my friend. Hope it's looking like you guys will get a top 2-3 seed. So and then maybe Paige. We'll see how the college season goes. But the Mystics, they're in a very interesting situation here. A team that lost like their first 10, 11, 12 games in a row still has a chance to make the playoffs here at this point in the season. I wrote down a bunch of notes here because I was trying to find out playoff scenarios, like what teams could get in for that 8th seed. So I was going through writing a bunch of notes. So you see on my list here on the screen, I got the playoff seeding. Those teams that are in yellow are the teams that are yet to solidify their seeding. The teams in green are locked in at the current seeds that they are. So you see everybody but Indiana and Phoenix are not locked in yet. Hey, Mom, what's going on? What's up, Mom? So Indiana is locked in at the 6th seed. Phoenix is locked in at the 7th seed no matter what happens these next couple games. Everybody else still fighting to solidify their playoff seeding. So I wrote this down for this game that's happening. Liberty versus Mystics. Liberty win, they secure the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs. If the Mystics win, it gives them the upper hand for the 8th seed going into Thursday's games, the last day of the season. Another thing I did see here, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I saw one of Ariel Chambers, Ari Vori on Twitter. She's a big WNBA person. She said, here are the scenarios. Atlanta is eliminated with a loss. So if Atlanta loses to Chicago tonight, they're eliminated from playoff contention. Chicago is eliminated with a loss and a Washington win. So if Chicago loses tonight and Washington wins tonight, Chicago is eliminated from playoff contention. But if Atlanta beats Chicago and Washington loses to New York, then all will be settled on Thursday. So we have to look. We have some things to look forward to just for the drama of it all. I'm hoping this final scenario is what happens, and we have a winner take all on Thursday. James, what's going on? Salute. Good to see you in the chat. So we're hoping for this scenario. This is the current playoff bracket I have here on the screen. New York would play Washington Mystics if the playoffs ended right now. Aces would play Seattle in that 4-5 matchup. Minnesota against the Mercury, and the Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever in that 3-6 matchup. All right. For those who are in the New York area, this game is on My 9. This game is on My 9, so that's where I'll be watching it. For those who are not in the New York area, it is on WNBA League Pass. I don't believe these games are on NBA TV tonight. I'm not too sure because I know in New York I can't watch it on there anyway, so I don't even really look to see. But I can take a quick look online and see what they talk about here for the schedule. Scores. What's up, Damien? Damien said, Jay, the Liberty must win this game. Definitely, the Liberty must win. All right, this game is on NBA TV, so I can't watch it there. So if you're not in the New York, New Jersey, or Washington area, you'll be able to watch this game on NBA TV. Starts at 7 p.m. So we're about 2 minutes away from tip-off. I do want to give you some other news in the other games that will be happening. Looking at the lineups for this Connecticut, Minnesota versus Connecticut game, that's an interesting one as well. The scenario in that game is if the Lynx win tonight, they will secure at least the 2 seed. That would be as low as they can go, and they'll be still in play for the 1 seed if the Liberty happen to lose tonight. So if the Lynx win, they'll have at least the 2 seed, and if the Liberty lose combined with that, then they are still in play for the 1. If the Sun win, they will secure at worst the 3 seed. So they can go as they can only go as low as 3 if they lose. If they win, excuse me, and they'll still be in play for the 2 seed. If they win on Thursday versus the Chicago Sky and the Lynx lose on Thursday. So it's a combination there for the Sun to still sneak up to the 2 seed. But we could get a lot of, probably 2 or 3 of these scenarios solidified by the end of the night. So we'll see what happens there. For that Minnesota game, the only person out injured is Dorka Juhas for the Minnesota Lynx. I guess she hurt her foot in that last game against New York. So she's the only player injured. Both teams going with their usual starting lineups. In terms of the Chicago-Atlanta game, we have Camilo Cardoso ruled out tonight. So no Camilo Cardoso playing for the Chicago Sky tonight. Also, Kennedy Carter is not playing. She's out with a foot injury. So no Cardoso and no Kennedy Carter. That's tough. That is really, really tough for the Chicago Sky trying to sneak into the playoffs here. So that is the status update for those other games that are going on. Of course, as you see on the screen, we'll be keeping track of those scores. So we won't be missing out on any of the action. If I get any more alerts or news, I'll definitely let you guys know as we go along tonight. All right, let me turn my volume up. The broadcast is starting here on My 9. Broadcast is starting. James says, Fever will beat the Sun. Smith is a cancer. Berger needs to play sides and is ruining her career. Berger, if she's not going to throw Berger in unless a couple people get injured at this point. You can't not play her the majority of the season and then be like, all right, playoffs is here, you get in. Especially with the Fever being the 6th seed, you have to win 2 games. There's no time to experiment. You have to go with what got you to this point, and the chips fall where they may at that point. The WNBA did release a tweet today saying, oh, what's better than 14 teams. So I'm guessing an announcement is coming in the next couple days or so. So we'll see what that news is. Once I get that news, I'll report it to you guys. On the call is Julianne Vianney and Michael Grady. No Ross goal tonight. That Francis fella says, makes no sense. The Sky's still fighting to make the playoffs. All their best players injured. That's true. But players are fighting for other opportunities as well. So this is basically a showcase to see if they could probably get to that Golden State Valkyries team or another team picks them up. So they're gonna put their best foot forward, especially with their two main people out. But as I mentioned, by the end of the night, we'll know what to look forward to on Thursday. We'll see what teams are still in the running, what teams solidify their spots tonight. So the Liberty will clinch a win tonight with a win, or if Minnesota loses, we're hoping for a combination of both, or New York, the one where New York just wins, because I don't want them to lose to Washington, a team they could potentially see in the first round if it goes their way. Right, the lineups are on your screen. It's the same ones that they're talking about here on the broadcast now, and we should be ready to go. New York is 3-0 against the Mystics this season. The Mystics dealing with a lot of injuries over the season. Brittany Sykes was out a couple games. Shakira Austin been out a couple games. So we shall see. All right, all the players are high-fiving. Stephanie Dolson playing against her former team in the New York Liberty. And we'll see right now. That Francis fellow says, I want 40 points from Sabrina tonight. We can only dream. She couldn't throw a rock in the ocean on Sunday. And we're off, people. New York wins the jump ball, and Sabrina has the ball to start. Gets it to Stewie. James says Chicago's not beating Atlanta. Oh, good cut by Stewie. Stewie to the basket. Stewie misses the layup. Come on, Brianna. Stewie gets the nice pass and misses the layup. That's how she started off last game, missing like the first 3 shots, easy shots. And the Mystics have the ball. Julie Van Loo over to Atkins. Atkins over to Dolson. Dolson with the ball. Over to Van Loo, left side of the floor. Van Loo on the drive, throws it out, gets it to Atkins. Atkins faces up on Sabrina. Crossover. Pass over to Van Loo, wide open for 3. And Julie Van Loo gets the scoring started for the home team Mystics, and it's 3-0. Jonquil over to Sabrina. Sabrina up top to Stewie. Stewie to Vandersloot for 3. And Vandersloot with the miss from 3. Rebound to Brittany Sykes. Sykes over to Emily Engsler. Engsler on the drive on Stewie. Goes under. Tries to reverse Stewie with the block. Engsler gets her own rebound. Tries to go back up. And misses the hook shot. Rebound to Stewie. Stewie with the ball. Dribbles it up the court. Attacks Brittany Sykes. And Sykes almost gets the steal. It goes off of Brittany Sykes. Dennis says, go Liberty, down the drain for Minnesota. Chemo, what's up, Chemo? Liberty will complete the sweep tonight? I hope so. Jonquil gets it to Stewie, over to Sabrina. Sabrina gets it to Slew. Van Loo falls on the floor. Van Loo out to Stewie. Stewie for 3, and she misses. Jonquil saves the ball, gets it to Benija. Benija goes up. Left hand layup is good. So offensive rebound leads to a layup for the Liberty, and it's 3-2 Washington. Van Loo over to Dolson. Back to Van Loo. Tries to get it to Atkins, and Sabrina gets the steal. Sabrina on the run. Bounce past to Stewie. Can she make this layup? And she does. Stewie with the left-hand layup running the floor. And New York has their first lead of the game, 4-3. Dolson with the ball. Dolson looking to get the ball to Sykes. Back to Dolson. Throws it over her head, and Vandersloot gets the steal. Sloot on the attack, attacks Van Loo, and draws the foul on Van Loo. So Vandersloot gets the steal on the errant pass from Sykes, runs the floor, and gets fouled there by Julie Van Loo for the first foul of the game. So Sloot at the line for her first free throw, and she knocks it down. Yeah, Sloot only played 15 minutes last game, so she should be fresh. And she knew she was short on the second free throw. She makes 1 out of 2. New York up 5-3. Van Loo over to Atkins. Atkins to Dolson. Dolson left hand dribble over to Van Loo. Van Loo, no hesitation for 3, and she misses. Jonquel with the rebound. Jonquel brings the ball up court. Gets it to Stewie. Stewie down to Benija against Sykes. She attacks, dribbles it off her foot, or they say it goes off Sykes' foot. So it stays with New York. What's up, cuz? Salute. What's going on? Ball and play to Jonquel. Up top to Sloot. Sloot gets the screen from Stewie. Gets to the foul line. Over to Jonquel. No hesitation for 3. And Jonquel knocks down the 3. She only had 9 points in that last game. Got barely played that second half. Liberty went with Niara Sabali in that comeback bid against the Lynx. It's 8-3. New York. Van Loo, good drop-off pass to Enxler. She dribbles. They send a double. Corner to Sykes. Sykes steps back for 3, and she shoots an air ball. Rebound to Sloot. Sloot attacks, switches hands, goes up, and scores the layup. Courtney Vandersloot being aggressive here. 10-3 New York to start. Benija Laney playing tight defense on Brittany Sykes. Eric Tebow of the Mystics calls a timeout here. 10-3 New York as Washington calls their first timeout of the game. So Vandersloot with 3 points. Jonquel with 3 points. Everybody getting involved here. That's what you like to see. That is what you like to see. Let me pull up my stats here. Come on, Yahoo. Give me the stats. James said, my prediction is out there, but Fever New York finals and CC gets her ring. James, I understand, man. I'm gonna be nervous the whole playoffs. I'm not super confident in the Liberty at this point in time because I have to see it to believe it. To be honest with you, they've had a great season, but I've seen many a team have a great season and still fall short. And our road to the finals is much tougher this year than it was last year. We could potentially see the Aces in the second round this year due to their slow start. So everything is all jumbled up. So I'm not super confident. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. But I'm gonna go down with my team. I'm gonna go down swinging with my team. All right, looking at this other game, Minnesota's up to a 13-9 lead on the Connecticut Sun. 13-9. Let me keep an eye on this box score over here. Bridget Carlton continuing her good game from Sunday. She's up to 5 points. Nafisa up to 6 points. And Courtney Williams with 2. Miracle says, oh boy, 3-peat loading. Nah, I really hope not. Respectfully, I really hope you guys don't. Man, for some reason, I'm hoping that Connecticut falls. Connecticut loses these next 2 games. The Aces win their 2, and the Aces move over to the other side of the bracket. That's what I'm hoping. So y'all can fight Minnesota over there, and we'll just have to deal with Connecticut again. To be completely honest with you, Aces in the second round is a scary sight. All right, broadcast is coming back on now. They're talking about the 2 teams, of course. All right, so it is Mystics ball. They call that timeout. Ball and play to Van Loo over to Enxler. No substitutions were made there. Brittany Sykes on the cut to the basket, gets it to Atkins. Atkins foul line jump shot and gets fouled on the jumper. So Ariel Atkins will go to the line for free throws. Foul was on Sabrina Ionescu. So Ariel Atkins, usually a Liberty killer. I'm not going to lie to you. Ariel Atkins usually plays good against us. First free throw is up and good. That ends a 10-0 run by New York. And she buries the second. So it's 10-5 here, 10-5 as we continue play. Vandersloot with the rock. Over to Jonquel. Jonquel with the ball. Over to Sabrina, right side of the floor. Sabrina to Sloot. Sloot down to Jonquel in the post against Dolson. Has to go up. One leg fall away from JJ and she scores. Jonquel with a one leg fall away. I thought Dolson had stuffed her, but she fought through that and was able to get it. Ariel Atkins, corner three is off. Rebound to Benija. Benija in a rush there. Stewie right in front of her. She dribbles it right off the back of Stewie's leg. There's no need to rush. No need to rush there. So that's unforced error number 1 on the Liberty. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Engsler over to Atkins. Atkins to Dolson. Back to Atkins. Atkins bounce past to Dolson. Foul line jump shot is short. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina lob pass to Jonquel. Goes up and gets the layup. Jonquel with the layup, and she's up to 7 points in the first quarter. Van Loo with the ball. Over to Dolson, left side, over to Atkins. Atkins comes off the curl. They leave Van Loo wide open for 3, and that's 2 threes for Julie Van Loo. Liberty gave up a wide open 3. Van Loo is capable of hitting those. She's up to 6 points. Benija, and they call a moving screen on Benija Laney Hamilton. So that's a unforced error number 2, turnover number 2 on the Liberty. Jonquel Jones is 4th in the league in field goal percentage, shooting 54% from the field this year. She's 3 for 3, 7 points so far. Ball in play with the Mystics, 14-8 as we approach 5 minutes to go here. Sika Kone is checked into this game for Engsler. Atkins into the paint, throws it to Kone. Kone faces up against Stewie. One leg step back against Stewie, and she hits the jumper. So Sika Kone, she was actually on the Liberty's training camp roster at one point, and scores the bucket over Stewie. Jonquel saves the ball from going backcourt, gets it to to Sabrina. Sabrina for 3, and Sabrina comes off the screen, pulls a 3. 17-10 New York. Brittany Sykes on the quick attack. Over to Atkins. Corner to Dolson. Atkins on the drive. It looked like she carried. Thank you. And they called a carry on Ariel Atkins. That's a turnover to Washington. So New York gets the ball back up 17-10. Ball in play here with New York. Vandersloot brings the ball up the court. No subs for New York as of yet. Vandersloot on the attack. Finds Sabrina on the cut. Stops. Finds Sabrina on the cut. She goes up for the layup over Kone and scores. Strong finish by Stewie. And she's up to 4 points here. Steph Dolson with the ball. Jonquel playing great, tight defense. Gets it to... Oh, this is Carly Samuelson. Oh, Carly Samuelson turns right into Jonquel Jones. Gets the foul. So Carly Samuelson is into the game for the Washington Mystics. Sister of Katie Lou on the Fever. Much better three-point shooter than her sister, I might say. Ball in play here for the Mystics. So it's Sykes, Kone, Dolson, Samuelson, and Atkins. Sykes on the attack. She falls down and they call a foul there. Leonie Fibich is checked into the game for New York. They might call that on Leo. Leo always gets fouls. They don't like Leo. They always call fouls on Leo. They stay calling fouls on Leo. That's the German tax. Handoff Atkins over to Sykes. Sykes no hesitation for 3. She misses. Rebound to Jones. Jones outlet pass. just ill-advised pass, try to go full court to Leo, and turns it over. New York with 3 turnovers. And she's in the paint for 3 seconds. They called a 3-second violation on Kone down there. New York forced a turnover. New York and these outlet passes, sometimes it's straight out of bounds or they turn it over. Janelle, salute for the super chat. Liberty win. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Tudo, what's going on, my guy? This is a better start? Yeah, much better start, but it's against a lesser competition. They still turning the ball over. Stewie out to Jonquel. Jonquel, hand off to Sabrina. Sabrina, no hesitation for 3. Rebound to Jonquel on the offense. Stewie wide open for 3, and she misses. And so the 3s are not falling as often as they were for the Liberty. Mystics have the ball. Walker Kimbrough into the game. She gets to the foul line, pulls up, knocks down the mid-range jump shot. Wide open, 19-12. Sabrina with the ball, left-hand side. Sabrina over to Stewie. Stewie to Jonquel. Jonquel with the pump fake. Drive, spin move. Out to Kayla Thornton for 3. And KT knocks down the 3. And the Liberty up 10, 22-12. And they call a moving screen there on Steph Dolson. Finally, Leo gets a call going in her favor. Draws the foul on Steph Dolson for the illegal screen. So New York, as I mentioned, up to 3 turnovers here, but they have forced 5 turnovers on the Washington Mystics. Jonquel goes to the bench. She had a great start. Jonquel up to 7 points here. Sabrina with the ball over to Stewie. Liberty almost turn it over again. Predictable passes. Ball to Niara Sabali. Niara Sabali on the attack. Attacks Kone and scores. Niara just checks into the game. Gets right to work on a last minute play. Drives to the basket. Right hand layup and scores. So it's 24-12. Missed by Washington. KT with the rebound. 24-12. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina down to Stewie. Stewie, one leg fall away, bounces around and drops. Stewie got great position, 8 feet from the basket, caught it, spun move, one leg fall away is good. What's up, Jeannie? Mystics have to beat Fever to get 8th place. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. Jade Melbourne, corner to Shatori Walker Kimbrough. That's a travel. Shatori over to Carly Samuelson, gets left wide open. And she knocks down the 3. That's the Liberty's Achilles heel. With all the scrambling that they do, they tend to leave their best 3-point shooters open. We saw that a lot on Sunday. 26-15. Sabrina comes off the screen. Foul line, extended jump shot, misses. Stewie tips it to KT, one leg fall away. Niara gets the offensive rebound. Sabrina, deep 3. She misses. Stewie taps it to Leo and scores. New York fighting all over the boards. Offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Stewie doing what she can to tip the ball to teammates. And it tips it right to Leo for a layup. What's up, Liz? Salute, salute. What's going on? That was great hustle by the New York Liberty there to give themselves multiple possessions. Primarily by Stewie. She was the one getting her hand on the ball. Jade Melbourne on the drive gets bumped by Leo. That's 2 fouls from Leonie Fibic. That's the only thing about Leo. She's a good defender, but when she gets into early foul trouble, it messes things up. So Leonie Fibic, 2 points and 2 fouls. Jade Melbourne, the Australian, playing in front of her Olympic team coach, to the line for free throws. She misses the first. So Sandy's gonna leave Leo in the game. Sabrina will go out. I'm assuming Kennedy Burke checks in for her. Second free throw is up and good. So it's 28-16 here. 45 to go here. Sabrina gets the ball across half court. Sabrina gets the screen from Niara. Sabrina probing. Goes corner to Leo. Leo sets her feet. 3 short. Rebound to Melbourne. Melbourne was a problem for the Liberty during the season. Drop pass to Kone on the drive. She goes up, and they call a foul on Niara. So with 24 seconds to go in the quarter, Sika Kone will go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul on Niara Sabali. Kone first free throw is up and good. Sika Kone was acquired in that trade from Minnesota, as well as some other players from Aisha Hines Allen. So she hits both free throws. 10-point game, 28-18. Sabrina, guarded tightly by Melbourne, gets it across half court. Melbourne playing her tightly. Sabrina dribbles. 10 seconds to go here. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4. Sabrina dribbles herself into trouble. Gets it to Niara. Niara gets fouled on the floor. That's one thing. Late clock execution sometimes by New York, where they just have Sabrina dribble the ball out by half court and then tries to make a move with 7 seconds to go. It doesn't give yourself enough time to adjust there. So they say Niara is going to the line for free throws. I don't know if they called it a shooting foul or that was the second foul in the last 2 minutes. But Niara is going to the line for free throws here with 1.3 seconds to go. Niara short on the first free throw. There's 1.3 seconds to go in the quarter. Niara for the second free throw, and she buries it. A ball gets tipped in. Leo gets the tip and steal, and that's how the quarter ends. So New York with a much better showing, granted, against a much worse team. They're up 29-18. They were down 13 in the first quarter on Sunday. They're up 9 here in the first quarter on Tuesday. So that's how that first quarter ends. We go to the second. Looking at this other game, Minnesota's up 28-26 start of the second quarter here. Nafisa Collier up to 10 points. Alyssa Thomas doing much better than she did against the Aces. She's up to 8 points and 3 assists with 2 rebounds. And the other game, the Chicago-Atlanta game, will start in the next 6 minutes or so. 7:30 Eastern start for that game. Salute to everybody here in the chat, watching the stream. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. We're going to have a nice, interesting stream on Thursday. I sold my tickets to that game on Thursday so that we could have a nice regular season finale stream. We won't be super focused on one team. We'll be bouncing around. I'll be talking about all the games that are going on. I'm going to have to get my computer set up so I can keep an eye on all the games that are going on. But we're going to be talking about all the games, all the playoff scenarios, what happens if this team wins and this team loses, what's on the line. And we'll be streaming all night. So from start to finish of all the games, there won't be a break. We'll just go straight through from game start at 7, I believe, all the way to when they end, the late games end. So make sure you guys are tuned in on Thursday for that. So far, if results hold as they are in the first quarter, for this game as well as the other game, if Minnesota wins, they'll lock in the 2 seed. If New York wins, they'll lock in the 1 seed. Connecticut would then have to basically win on Thursday in order to keep that 3 seed. If not, the Vegas Aces, if they win tonight against the Storm, they'll move up to 3. So a lot of scenarios here, that I'll keep you guys updated with as we go on. Liz says, you the man, Jay. Appreciate it, Liz. All right, so we're coming back. We're coming back to the broadcast. Coming back to the broadcast here. They showing the game-changing connection play. Sabrina getting the steal on one end, running the floor, finds Stewie streaking to the basket, who gets a layup on the other. Ball in play here with the Mystics is Atkins, Kone, Melbourne, Carly Samuelson, and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. Melbourne with the ball. Melbourne tries to attack, gets into the paint, looking, throws it over to Carly, corner to Atkins. Atkins faces up against Benija, crossover. They send a late double cut by Kone. Kone stops, spins, gets blocked by Sloot. And Sloot has the ball now. Sloot directing traffic. So it's Vandersloot. Pass gets knocked out of bounds, stays with the Liberty. It's Vandersloot, Burke, Sably. I'm trying to see who else is on the floor right now. They have a type. Febich. And come on, show the whole court. And Benija. Febich with the ball. Over to Sloot. Sloot wants a screen. Gets the screen going left. Picks up her dribble. Down to Benija. Benija in the post against Melbourne. One leg fall away from Benija. Shot clock running down. And rebound to Carly Samuelson. That play was dead on arrival after the ball just kept getting pushed around. Ariel Atkins crossover and score. 29-20 here. Vandersloot, bad pass. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough gets the steal. Goes up, reverse layup, misses the layup, bounces around, and they call a foul on the rebound there. Vandersloot, a veteran, should know not to throw those cross-court passes like that. Another unforced error there by the Liberty. That's up to 4 turnovers now. Niara Sably checks in. Niara checks out. Jonqual checks in. And that should be a backcourt violation. So the Mystics get a backcourt violation to give the ball back to us. We get lucky there. And the Liberty escape. So New York needs to learn how to take care of the ball here as we continue in the second quarter. Vandersloot with the ball. Vandersloot over to JJ. JJ looks to attack Kone. Spins. One leg fall away. Too strong. Tipped up. Gets the rebound. Jonqual Jones. Spin move again. Steps through. Over to Leo. Over to Vandersloot for 3. She misses. New York can't buy a 3 tonight. They're 3 for 11 from 3. Mystics have the ball here. Walker-Kimbrough on the attack. Over to Carly. Benija gets a hand on it, but Mystics recover. Walker-Kimbrough wants a screen. Double crossover on Vandersloot. Gets to the basket. Corner to Melbourne. Up top to Atkins. No hesitation for 3. She misses. And Leo secures the rebound. Gets it to Benija. Over to Burke. Burke down to Jonqual. Jonqual secures it. Jonqual goes up and scores. I thought that pass was a little dangerous, but Jonqual was able to secure it and lays it up. Ariel Atkins on the attack. She stops, pops, and hits the mid-range jump shot. So Ariel Atkins likes playing against New York. 31-22. And they call a foul there on the drive. Foul was on Sika Kone of Washington. Brianna Stewart about to check back in. Kennedy Burke checks out. Ball in play to Stewie. Stewie on the attack. Out to Leo. Leo on the drive. Corner to Stewie. Stewie for 3. Gets deflected a little bit. Fight for the rebound. And they get it to Van Loo. Van Loo over to Engsler for 3. She misses. Liberty get escaped there. Engsler had the lane. She just shot the 3. Sloot over to Stewie. Stewie down to Jonqual. Jonqual goes on the attack. Gets fouled by Kone. That should be barbecue chicken all night. Jonqual outweighs and is outskilled on Kone. They should look to get her the ball and let her go to work all night. 31-22, 7:15 to go. Jonqual Jones leading the team in scoring. First free throw was up, and she misses the first free throw. Liberty been struggling with free throws. They're usually a particularly good free throw shooting team. been missing some free throws, especially starting. I remember in that Aces game, Stewie missed 2 free throws in that game, which almost gave it away. And Jonquel misses both. So she's been doing well, but misses 2 free throws here. 31-22 still. Sykes with the ball. She's checked back in. Brittany Sykes on the drive. Finds Engsler on the roll. Out to Kone. Kone on the drive. Kone out to Engsler. Engsler over to Walker Kimbrough. Step back jump shot off the side of the backboard. Great defense by the Liberty. Benija gets the ball to Sloot. Sloot on the attack. Finds Leo on the cut, and Leo with the layup. Great cut by Leo. Assist to Vandersloot. It's 33-22. New York up to 12 assists so far, so they are sharing the ball. 12 assists on 14 made shots. New York, Leo fighting for the ball. Lobs the ball up to Jonquel. Stewie does. Jonquel attacks, misses the layup. And Mystics with the ball. Brittany Sykes on the attack. Draws the foul on Sloot and scores. So you miss a layup on one end, and you give up a layup and foul on the other. So 33-24. Brittany Sykes on the attack. Vandersloot swipes down, and Brittany Sykes will go to the line for the 3-point play. Isn't it Brittany Sykes shooting the free throw? Oh, there she is. So Brittany Sykes dealing with a lot of injuries this year. She was on my fantasy team. I had to drop her because she just kept going in and out. In and out. She misses the free throw. New York not aware, and they give up the offensive rebound, and New York gets the steal because they throw it into the backcourt. Benija on the attack. Goes up. Left hand layup is good from B. So it's 35-24. New York go up back double digits. Van Loo looking. Gets it to Dolson. Dolson hits Walker Kimbrough on the back door. She hangs and misses. Rebound to Stewie. They get the ball up to Sabrina. Sabrina hesitation. Keeps her dribble alive. Over to Stewie. Stewie. Hand off to Benija. Benija over to Jonquel. Jonquel, right corner 3. And misses. New York continues to shoot threes, even though they're not falling. Oh, Sykes with the crossover on Benija. Had her ankles buckle in there. And scores the layup. 35-26. 35-26 here. New York with the ball. Sabrina on the drive. Sabrina into the paint. Corner to Stewie. Stewie for 3. She misses. Sabrina gets the rebound. Out to Sloot. Benija tries to shoot a 3. And she hits. Benija in the deep left corner. Knocks down to 3. To finally break New York's cold streak from 3-point range here. Sykes with the ball. Over the head pass to Dolson. Dolson over to Van Loo. Top of the key. Dolson on the roll to the basket. Bad pass. Stolen by New York. It's a 3-on-2 here. Benija to the basket, gets bumped off track, and will go to the line. So 12-point lead here for the Liberty. They're being very active on the glass, getting a lot of offensive rebounds. They're up to 7 offensive rebounds so far, which is leading to second chance points, and the Liberty are up 38-26. New York, their only weakness right now, they're shooting 4 for 14 from 3. They're shooting 50% overall from the field, and they're 2 for 6 from the foul line. So 2 weaknesses actually. 3-point shooting and foul shooting. Jonquel missed 2. Vandersloot missed 1. Niara missed 1. So New York has to clean up the free throw shooting. Those are free points. It's free points. All right, looking at this other game, Minnesota and Connecticut in a battle here, 40-36. It was just tied when I looked down a second ago. Minnesota has gone back up. Leading scorers, Nafisa with 14 points. Courtney Williams with 7 assists. Marina Mabry off the bench for Connecticut with 9 points. Alyssa Thomas with 4 assists. This other game has kicked off. Chicago versus Atlanta. Another battle for the 8th seed here. Remember, no Cardoso, no Kennedy Carter. They went with Lindsey Allen, Rachel Banham, Michaela Onyenwere, Breezy Turner, and Isabel Harrison as the starting lineup. So let's see what the short-handed Sky, dealing with 3 or 4 starters out, if you count Cardoso, Carter, Reese, and at one point Elizabeth Williams was the starter. So that's 4 starters out. Let's see if they can beat the hungry Atlanta team, who's had a pretty disappointing season by all accounts. Ryan Howard did get hurt. Jordan Canada, their offseason acquisition, had either a broken hand or a fractured finger or something for the first part of the season. So maybe they would have been in a little better of a position if everybody was healthy, but that's the way of sports. You only can play who's out there, honestly. You got to deal with the injuries as a team. All right, so we're back to this game. The broadcast is just restarting here. New York doing a much better job of cutting, though, I will say. For New York, when players are getting into the paint, players are cutting to open spaces, and it's paying dividends for them instead of just standing in the corner. Make yourself available to your teammate. Stewie up to 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting. We'll see if she can improve in that regard. She missed a layup to start the game as Benijah at the free throw line hits the first free throw. Maddox, what's up? He says, I still believe the Liberty could beat the Lynx in the series. Yeah. It'll be a tough one, but I think the Liberty can do it. I think they can. We'll see if it gets to that point. They still got to take care of this game, the game on Thursday, and then potentially 2 rounds in order to potentially see the Lynx in the finals. And the Lynx have to take care of their business as well. So nothing is guaranteed at this moment. Atkins over to Sykes. Sykes looks to attack Stewie, gets into the paint, double clutches, and misses the layup, but draws another foul there. The Mystics, they say the Mystics average 15 free throw attempts a game. They're up to free throws 8 and 9 right now. So Sykes at the line. First free throw is up and good for Brittany Sykes. Maddox at the Liberty will most likely meet the Aces in the second round. Yeah, most likely. But we'll see what happens with these results. The Sun could still potentially, if they lose tonight and lose on Thursday and the Aces win, they could switch sides of the bracket. So we'll see. Sykes makes both free throws. It's 40-28. Benijah with the ball. Benijah shoots the 3, misses. Fight for the rebound, and Engsler secures it. Now, it wasn't a good possession there. Liberty have to go to another counter there. Atkins on the attack, hangs and scores the left-hand layup on Jonquel Jones. Sabrina to Stewie. Stewie on the attack on Engsler. Gets it to Jonquel. No hesitation. Short. I almost called them the Wizards. The Mystics looking to get this back to single digits. Atkins with the ball. They call a foul on Stewie. Off the ball on Engsler. Four-team fouls in the quarter on the Liberty. The next foul, and the Mystics are shooting free throws the rest of the way. New York needs to just be smart with the aggressiveness now. They're being a little too aggressive. Engsler over to Sykes. Sykes over to Dolson. Dolson back to Sykes. Sykes up top to Van Loo. 5 on the clock. Van Loo blows right by Sabrina. Layup is good. Sabrina was like a cone there. And the Mystics on a little bit of a run here. It's timeout by Sandy Brondello. They're just getting layups here at the basket, the Mystics are. Sandy Brondello calls a timeout. 40-32. So after that timeout, Benijah hit the free throws. Sykes hits her free throws. Then Atkins hits a layup. And Van Loo hits a layup. So New York needs to get back to defending. That last play was just bad. Van Loo just attacked Sabrina, blew right by her. The help defense couldn't get over in time. And she made the layup. Oh, my bad. I have the clock still running. There's 3:18 to go, y'all. 3:18 to go in this quarter. Let me get the clock back set up. So it's like the Liberty at points in the game, they'll give up the three, and then other points they'll give up layups. They're showing the playoff bracket now. That I showed you guys earlier. Atlanta up 11-10 over Chicago right now, and Minnesota up 42-37 over the Connecticut Sun. So the Washington is in the foul bonus right now. The Mystics are in the bonus. So 40-32, New York looks to get back locked in here. It gave up a few layups on that possession. Let's see what the Liberty can do on this possession. So it's Leone Fibic to inbound now. It looks like they're trying to get some clock stuff situated. Leone Fibic to inbound. She gets the ball to Stewie. The ball gets tipped out, and they say it goes off the Liberty. So out of a timeout, they turn the ball over. Emily Enxler, being aggressive on the pass, on the entry pass, tips the ball off of a Liberty player, and it's 5 turnovers for the Liberty here. Washington is a team that will not go away. They're going to keep fighting. Atkins on the drive. Leo gets lost. Van Loo for 3. She misses. Rebound to Sabrina. Sabrina over to Leo. Leo to Niara. Niara to Sabrina. Sabrina on the pump fake. Sabrina keeps the dribble alive. Bounce pass to Niara. Gets fouled. And one. Niara Sabally. Niara Sabally, since that last game, in that fourth quarter against Minnesota, she was a focal point along with Stewie. She's a very mobile big, knows how to roll to the basket, and she takes the contact and finishes. Foul was on Atkins. Niara for the 3-point play, and she knocks it down. Ball in play here. 43-32. 6 points for Niara so far. She's made both of her shots. Sykes with the ball. Sykes on the drive on Niara, throws it up, and the Liberty get the rebound. Kayla Thornton gets it. Kayla Thornton tries to get it across half court. She gets it. Somebody come and gets the ball. Leo has the ball, top of the key, over to Stewie. To Sabrina. What do they call? New York, another unforced error. A 6 turnover by the Liberty. It was on Leone Fibic. I don't know what happened there. Probably they called a moving screen. I'm not too sure what the call was. Unforced errors by the Liberty, just piling up the turnovers. 43-32. Sykes. Over to Samuelson. Over to Atkins. Atkins, you got to communicate on that. Steph Dolson to the basket. Misses the layup. Liberty may have gotten away with a foul. Niara over to Benija. Benija over to Sabrina. They call another moving screen here by the Liberty. Foul on Stewie this time. Another turnover by the Liberty. This is the thing that worries me about the Liberty going forward. Against Washington, a team that's okay, they're not a good team. They won't really punish you for unforced errors. But you saw what Minnesota did. Dolson over to Atkins. And they call a moving all right, so they call a moving screen on Dolson. So the refs are really focusing on these moving screens here heavily. So Steph Dolson will check out. Kone will check in. So 43-32, both teams in the bonus right now with a minute 40 to go. Niara with the ball. What they call now? Man, whistle's just ringing off here. Foul was on Emily Engstler. So it looks like New York will be going to the line for free throws with both teams in the bonus. So the rhythm of this game has completely fallen off the map here. It's slowed down considerably. Stewie at the line for free throws. First one is up and good. Stewie's second free throw is good. So she knocks down both free throws. New York up 45-32. Engstler brings the ball up the court, attacks Stewie, gets to the basket, Niara with the help, and the ball gets tipped out by Sykes. She saves it to Kone. Kone goes up over Niara, and she misses. Stewie on the run. Stewie can't let Emily Engstler just blow by her like that. That was bad. Benija with the ball. Over to Niara. Niara on the drive into the paint. Goes up, puts it up, misses. Rebound to Engstler. Gets it to Sykes. Pass over to Samuelson, over to Atkins. Atkins steps back for three, and she buries it. They have to communicate. Good three by Atkins. Brings it back to a 10-point game. And they call a foul there by Atkins. I think that's 3 fouls on Atkins there. Yeah, that's 3 foul on Ariel Atkins. I think he's gonna. I think Washington's gonna challenge this call here. 45-35. This quarter has not been as fluid as the first. New York is being outscored 17-16 in this quarter. So it looked like they're reviewing the play here. It was a coach's challenge by Eric Tebow of the Washington Mystics. Looks like Atlanta is up 20-14 here on Chicago, coming towards the end of that first quarter. Looking at the leading scorers, Rachel Bannon with 6, Jordan Canada with 6. Remember the scenario here. Sorry, I thought I had it up here. Where's my desktop? So the scenario is if Chicago loses and Washington wins, which I hope they don't, Chicago will be eliminated. But the scenario that looks like it's going to happen right now is if Atlanta beats Chicago and Washington loses, we'll have to go to Thursday to see who will get that 8th seed. Salute to everybody in the stream. You know, always got to shout you guys up. Appreciate y'all tuning in for some WNBA action. Season is almost over. Regular season, I should say. Thursday is the last day of the regular season. So the teams playing tonight have 2 games left, including the game they're playing. Thursday is the final games. Every team in the W is playing on Thursday, and the playoffs will begin on Sunday. Times to be set soon. They haven't released the times. I guess they're waiting for matchups to organize that. So the call stands. So ball in play with Niara for free throws here. Niara first free throw is up and good. Niara given some great minutes here. Niara Sabali. Second free throw is up and good. So Niara buries both free throws. And ball in play. So New York getting some great minutes from their big players. Brittany Sykes on the drive, and they call a foul on Benija. So now Brittany, they call Niara with that. Excuse me. So that means Benija, Brittany Sykes will go to the line for free throws. Both teams in the bonus here. 38 seconds to go in the quarter. This quarter has grinded to a halt here. Sykes hits the first free throw. Sykes up to 7 points and 4 rebounds. Second free throw is up and rolls in for Brittany Sykes. So back to a 10-point game, 47-37. New York with the ball. Comes off a stagger screen here between Sabrina. Gets it to Benija. Benija on the face-up. Benija over to Stewie. New York just playing on the perimeter. No penetration yet. 7 on the shot clock. Stewie over to Niara. Niara drives baseline, goes up, gets blocked by Enxler, and they have the ball. Mystics with possession here. Shot clock is off. Brittany Sykes on the attack. She steps back for the jumper. Misses. Stewie secures the rebound. And that's how the quarter ends. So at the end of the second quarter, New York goes into halftime with a 10-point lead, 47-37. So they were up in the first quarter by 11. They go into halftime with a 10-point lead. All right, so you know what we do at halftime. We take a look at the box score, the team stats, and we'll see what the team has been doing. So just hang with me for halftime. Take a look at the box score. So New York up 47-37. They outscored Washington 29-18 in the first quarter. Second quarter, only scored 18 points. Washington scored 19 points. 10-point game here at halftime. For New York, Lainey Hamilton, 14 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. For Brianna Stewart, 8 points, 6 rebounds for her. Jonquel Jones with 9 points and 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Vandersloot with 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in her 11 minutes. Sabrina Ionescu, 15 minutes, only 3 points, 5 assists, does have 4 rebounds. Kayla Thornton, off the bench with 3 points. She made her only 3. Kennedy Berg only played 3 minutes, no points, does have a rebound and an assist. 8 points for Sabali off the bench, 2 for 4, 4 for 5 from the line. And Leonie Fevich with 4 points off the bench. For Washington, you got Emily Enxler with no points, Dolson with no points, 8 points from Van Loo, 8 points from Sykes, and 11 points from Atkins. And you have Kone with 4 points, Samuelson with 3, Walker Kimbrough with 2, Melbourne with 1. So everybody on their bench has scored, even though they have 2 starters who have not scored yet. Let's take a look at the team stats here. So in terms of field goal percentage, Liberty shooting 45% from the field. Washington are down at 38%. New York shooting 25% from 3, 4 for 16. Washington shooting 33% at 4 for 12. Free throws, New York 9 for 13. Washington is 9 for 11. Rebounding, New York is up 24-17 on the board. They are the offensive rebound was a big thing in the first quarter. That's 7-3. Assists 14-7 in favor of New York. 14 assists on 17 made field goals. Steals 5-2 in favor of New York. 2 blocks for each team. 7 turnovers in that first half for New York compared to 10 for Washington. Washington gave up 13 points off of their 10 turnovers. New York only gave up 2 off their 7. 6 fast break points for New York. 26 points in the paint compared to 8 for the Mystics. New York has committed more fouls. They have 13 fouls compared to 10 for the Mystics. Largest lead of the game was 14, and for the Liberty, 3 for the Mystics. All right, so that's the box score and the team stats for this game between the Liberty and the Washington Mystics. Let's take a look at the standings. So right now, New York 31-7, still in first seed. If they win, they'll be the #1 overall seed. If they lose, and Minnesota wins, then they could be in for a battle for that #1 seed on Thursday, where New York has to win. Because Minnesota does have the tiebreaker on New York. So if Minnesota and New York finish with the same record, Minnesota will take that #1 seed. Minnesota doing their thing against Connecticut right now, 42-37. So they're in the lead. Vegas and Seattle play tonight. We'll be doing the watch along for that. So make sure you guys come back for that. Indiana, they're stuck at 6. They're locked into 6. They don't play till Thursday. Phoenix plays tonight against the Sparks, I believe. So Phoenix should take care of business. I think they play tonight against the Sparks. Yep. They play at 10:30 tonight. And then Washington, Chicago, and Atlanta all fighting for that AFC. Con Lanning says the Connecticut Sun still has a chance at the #2 seed. First things first, beat Minnesota tonight, and then Chicago on Thursday. And hopefully the LA Sparks beat Minnesota in their season finale. Yeah. That second part is the unlikely part that will happen. LA beating Minnesota, especially if Minnesota knows that Connecticut could potentially still get the #2 seed from them. So I don't expect Minnesota to take their foot off the gas. Really, they're in a really good rhythm right now. Yeah, so there's a lot of scenarios there. Take a look at these standings. Not standings, the schedule for today and tomorrow. So we got Minnesota and Connecticut going right now. Third quarter about to start in that game. New York and Washington, the game we're doing. Why isn't my thing playing games right now? Hold on, my bad, y'all. Something just that's all right. There we go. Then we got Chicago, Atlanta. Atlanta's up 28-16 right now on the Sky. And then the later games we're doing Las Vegas and Seattle at 10 p.m. on NBA TV. And then we got Phoenix and LA at 10:30. Then there's no games tomorrow. Because we're all getting ready for all 12 teams, 6 games on Thursday. We're gonna have an end of regular season stream covering all the games, all the scenarios. So make sure you're tuned in. Starts off with Chicago visiting Connecticut. That game could have some major implications depending on what happens here tonight. Atlanta and New York, another game with major implications. At least for Atlanta, depending on possibly New York, depending on what happens here tonight. Indiana and Washington. Washington would probably need to win that game. But we'll see what Indiana does if they decide to rest their players to prevent injury or what they decide to do. Minnesota against LA. I think Minnesota will win that. Dallas and Vegas, that could be an interesting one. And then finishes off with Seattle and Phoenix. So a couple interesting games, but the interest in those games will be based on what happens tonight. So if, let's say, Connecticut wins and or Connecticut loses and Vegas wins, Vegas could potentially get that 3 seed if Connecticut then ends up losing to Chicago on Thursday. Now let's say the Liberty happen to lose and Minnesota wins, then it puts pressure on the Liberty to beat Atlanta, a team that could potentially be trying to get that 8th seed. So depending on what happens tonight, it will determine what happens, what's interesting on Thursday. Right, so this is the current playoff bracket at the moment. Also, some playoff implicated tweets that could happen tonight. So if Atlanta loses tonight, they're out, and then it'll just be between Chicago and Washington. Chicago is out if they lose and Washington wins, and then if Atlanta beats Chicago and Washington loses, which it looks like according to the scores right now, Thursday will be a fight for that final seed. So we shall see. A lot of scenarios could potentially happen here. I don't want to miss. What I'll do is I'll pull the game up on my phone, and I'm gonna skirt on over to WNBA League Pass to keep an eye on this this other game, the Lynx and the Connecticut Sun. So let me pull up this on my phone so I don't miss anything. So it's 45-39 right now, 45-39. Harris knocks down the 3. Ty Harris knocks down the 3 for Connecticut, and it's a 3-point game, 45-42. So Connecticut hanging tough with Minnesota, even though I think Minnesota won the season series. Let me check. I'm over in case I'm spreading propaganda. No, Connecticut actually is winning the season series 2-0. So Connecticut does play Minnesota really well, even though that first game was a 1-point game back in May. The second game, the Sun won, was on July 4th. So it could be interesting. It could really be interesting how this pans out, people. If Connecticut ends up winning this game, it's not as easy. Some teams just match up better with others, you know. So nothing is a given in the league. All right, so Connecticut has the ball down 5 right now. But Dejanay with a nice step through move, she misses. And she shoots another 3 and she misses again. McBride with the rebound. And they leave Bridget Carlton wide open. She misses. That looked off. Let me see. Is that about to restart here? Or are they just doing shoot around? I can't really tell. Let me see. Let me make sure we're ready for that third quarter, though. A stat that they said on the broadcast is Cheryl Reeve is under 500 against Connecticut. That's the only team she's under 500 with in her career. That's interesting. Okay, let me see. I think they may be coming back to the game now, so let me get to it. Don't want to miss on any action here. Oh, they went back to commercial as soon as I come back, huh? That's funny. So we're still waiting. We're still at halftime. If you're just joining, we are still at halftime for New York versus Washington. New York with a win gets the number 1 overall seed, secures it. And so that's what we're, as a Liberty fan, that's what I'm hoping for. I should put the game on my phone. The other game, I should say, on my phone. On League Pass. All right, so we're still waiting. Still waiting. Let me go back to this screen so we can keep up with the score. Let me see if it'll update for me. Might have to update it myself. Update that. And let's update the times. Get the 10 minutes ready for the third quarter. All right, so we're ready for the third quarter here. Minnesota up 50-44. A very tough team to play, guys. Minnesota is going to be a very tough team to play. Let me turn the volume down before YouTube gets me out of here. Shout out to everybody still hanging around for the halftime. We'll be coming back shortly as soon as the game restarts. But I'm keeping an eye on all these other games that are going on. The other two games that are going on. Atlanta looks to be up comfortably on Chicago right now, 34-21. No Kennedy Carter, no Cardoso. It was always going to be an uphill battle for the Chicago Sky against a team desperate like Atlanta to get into that last playoff spot. All right, so it looks like we're finally about to start the third quarter. The Mystics will start the quarter with possession. A couple Liberty fans down there in the DC area. So Lafisa Collier's at the line. They're showing a couple WNBA news and notes for those who missed it. A'ja Wilson scored 1,000 points for the first time ever in a WNBA season in WNBA history. Caitlin Clark, 761 points, the most points for a WNBA rookie in history in their rookie season. And they were talking about Washington and their potential to have that 8th seed. All right, so the starters will be there for the Liberty. They're communicating, giving each other high fives and communicating, saying what they need to do. The third quarter hasn't always been their best quarter. That was where the game got away from them last game against the Minnesota Lynx. They didn't score a point until maybe 5 or 4 minutes left in the quarter. So hopefully against the Washington Mystics, they can exercise some demons here. So Stephanie Dolson, the inbound, I think she's up to 3 fouls herself. But the Mystics will start off the quarter with possession. Van Loo has the ball. Van Loo, right side of the floor. She brings it up the court, gets it to Dolson. Dolson faces up on Jonquel. They call Jonquel for a reach-in foul. Ball in play to Dolson. Dolson with the ball. Dolson over to Van Loo. Van Loo, hesitation. Van Loo looks to attack Sloot. Goes behind the back. Van Loo into the paint. Throws it. Miscommunication there. Ball goes right out of bounds. Turnover to Washington. So ball back in play here with New York. Sabrina with a lazy pass. It gets through and gets to Benija. Sabrina under the basket. Catches the pass and scores. So I guess that deflection had Washington take their eye off the ball there a little bit. New York gets the basket. Pass to Enxler. Enxler tries to get it back to Atkinson. That's back-to-back turnovers here by the Washington Mystics. 49-37. Let's see if New York can capitalize. Ball in play with New York. Benija with the ball over to Jonquel. Jonquel, top of the key. Jonquel to Sabrina. Sabrina, corner to Stewie. Let's see if New York can hit a 3. Stewie misses the corner 3. New York been struggling from 3 here. I would prefer them to get into the paint now. If the three's not working, you got to find another way. Atkins on the attack, gets it out to Engstler. Engstler in the post against Sabrina. Nobody coming to help. And they call a foul on Sabrina before the basket. So New York has to be aware of that. Engstler against Sabrina in the post is not a favorable matchup for the Liberty. Van Loo with the ball, 8 seconds on the clock. Van Loo over to Dolson. Dolson for three, and she misses. She hasn't scored a bucket yet. And Vandersloot with the rebound. Vandersloot left side of the floor. Vandersloot looks to attack, gets into the paint, and gets blocked by Engstler there. Took a little bit too long to get that ball up on the basket. Engstler rotates over and gets the block. Ball in play for New York. They get it to Stewie. Stewie tries to go baseline. Spin move on Engstler. Throws up the hook shot and scores. Breanna Stewart. Back to the tied for the largest lead of the game. 51-37 New York. Engstler gets it to Van Loo. Van Loo to Engstler. Engstler over to Atkins. Baseline jump shot. Beautiful. Beautiful play there. 51-39. Stewie over to Benija. Benija, no hesitation for three. That's an ill-advised shot there. There's no need. One passing shot. Over to Van Loo. Van Loo for three. And she misses. Rebound to Jonquel. Stewie with the ball. Stewie stops. Throws it out to Benija. Over to Jonquel. Jonquel pump fakes. Out to Benija. Benija stops at the foul line. There's some confusion there. Jonquel now step back three. Halfway down and out. Dead offensive possession there. Van Loo on the run. Over to Engstler. Engstler to Atkins. Atkins for three. Buries it. New York keeps going under the screen. Atkins is going to be content to shoot that three-point shot. 51-42. Jonquel over to Vandersloot. Vandersloot to to Stewie. Back to Vandersloot. Vandersloot on the drive, and they call a moving screen on Jonquel. New York with a turnover. So it looks like Jonquel will go to the bench. Yes, she will. Niara Sabli checks in for New York. Ball to Atkins. Atkins to Sykes. Sykes with the ball. Guarded by Benija. Sykes to Atkins on the curl. Dolson goes up, tries the layup, and misses. That was a great ball movement. Just couldn't finish the shot for the Washington. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina finds Niara under the basket. Fouled there by Steph Dolson. Uh-oh. She's holding her back. She dealt with back issues all season. We can't deal without Niara. It's the only other big on the team. So Niara stretching out that back there. Niara, we cannot afford for her to get hurt. So she was going up. Stephanie Dolson with the foul. Niara first free throw is up and good. Back to a 10-point game. Niara did. It's like I feel like every game she comes out with another injury or re-aggravates the injury. Lead goes back up to 11, 53-42. Ariel Atkins with the ball, and they call defensive 3 seconds here on New York. So Washington will get a free throw. 6:24 to go here. 6:24. So Atkins knocks down the free throw, and Washington will get possession back. As I mentioned, as the broadcast is mentioning, and as I mentioned earlier, the third quarter is where New York tends to struggle. Van Loo with the ball. to Stephanie Dolson attacks Sabally. Sabally with great defense and gets to stop. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina running the floor. Sabrina over to Stewie. Stewie on the attack, shoots and gets blocked by Engsler. One pass and a shot. Ariel Atkins over to Dolson. Dolson left wide open for three, and she buries it. Timeout, New York. And it's 53-46. And Washington is coming back on New York. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the third quarter that New York can't get over the hump here. It's so annoying. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. So that's why I have my doubts about the Liberty sometimes, because a team that's as good as they are shouldn't be struggling against a Washington Mystics team without a bunch of their players. Maybe we need to, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe we need to have some place to start the third quarter to focus on different people. But our third quarter starts are always so bad. But Liberty up 53-46. Let's see what they can draw up in this timeout. Looking at this other game, the Lynx are up 61-50 over the Connecticut Sun with a minute and a half left to go in the third. Dreamer up 46-30 over the Sky. Still in commercial here. New York, being outscored 9-6 here in the third quarter. 9-6. Niara Sabally is tied for the leading scorer on the Liberty with 10 points. Her and Stewie both have 10. Ariel Atkins leads scoring for Washington with 17. All right, so the broadcast is coming back here. They're showing a replay of that pass from Benijah to Sabrina. Sabrina only with 5 points tonight with 5 assists. Sloot with the ball over to Sabrina. Sabrina on the drive, corner to Sloot. Sloot pulls up for three. That's a miss. That's not the play you want out of a time. Don't understand it. I don't understand it. 53-46. Brittany Sykes comes off a stagger screen. She trips and stumbles on her own. Oh, she's grabbing her ankle here. She's grabbing her ankle. Brittany Sykes was dealing with a lot of ankle injuries here this season. I think it may be that same ankle. It was not anything. She was just dribbling and just trips on her own foot. Like her foot knocks into the back of her other foot. So they're going to call a jump ball here between Niara Sabally and Brittany Sykes. That should be a win for Niara, and the Liberty win the jump ball. Vandersloot with the ball over to Sabrina. Sabrina to Niara. Back to Sabrina. Sabrina to Niara on the roll. Left hand layup is good. Great offense there. That's what I would like to see more of. It's that simple. The Oregon connection between Sabrina and Niara pays off. And Niara gets a block on the other end. I guess the back injury, the back strain is all right. She scores a layup on one end, gets the block on the other. 55-46. Niara trying to fight through the pain here. Van Loo to inbound. Gets it in to Enxler. Enxler attacks. Goes behind the back pass to Atkins for three. She's short. Benija just ball watching. Luckily, Sabrina gets the rebound and gets fouled by Atkins. That's 4. The referees are calling this game really tight on both ends. Carly Samuelson checks in for Ariel Atkins. She is their leading scorer, but she has 4 fouls. It's not good for her at this point in the game for the Washington Mystics. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina on the drive. Corner to Leo for 3. Leo knocks down the 3 right in front of the Washington bench. Leo finally knocks down the 3. 58-46. New York 5 for 21 from 3. Stephanie Dolson, handoff to Walker Kimbrough, picks up her dribble over to Carly Samuelson. Got to fight over that. Carly Samuelson out to Walker Kimbrough. Ball deflected by Leo, and Leo with the steal. Keep your head up, Leo. Leo pass to Benija, tap pass to Stewie, and fast break layup defense to offense for the Liberty. Get Leo in the game, and good things happen for the Liberty here. Carly Samuelson over to Enxler. Enxler on the drive. Enxler spin move, goes up on Stewie, and scores. Good move by Emily Enxler. That's a couple moves. She's gone right at Stewie, and she's come out on the winner. 60-48. Sabrina keeping her dribble. Sabrina floater in the paint, short. And Benija gets the rebound out to Stewie. Corner to Leo. Leo, same corner. Short. And they don't call any foul on her on the jump shot. Van Loo over to Enxler. Enxler drives. Out to Van Loo. Van Loo comes off the screen. Over to Dolson. Dolson for 3. Air ball. Rebound falls right into Stewie's hands. Stewie barely gets it over half court. I don't know if she wasn't even looking at the time. I don't know what was going on there. Niara over to Stewie. Stewie down to Benija. Benija, the pass is there. She gets it to Sabrina somehow. Sabrina, corner 3, misses. Leo putback is good. And timeout Washington. So Leonie Fibich comes into the game. Great things start to happen on both ends of the floor. And 62-48. Oh, they don't call a timeout, actually. Oh, and Leo gets another steal, and inbound is good. Leonie Fibich. Look at Leo, man. Put Leo in the starting lineup. I don't know. Let her get some more minutes, because Leonie Fibich comes into the game, hits a 3, gets a deflection that turns into a layup, and just gets 2 layups right there. Steals the inbound pass from the Mystics, and the Liberty go up 64-48. What a sequence there by Leonie Fibich. Oh, my bad. My clock is all wrong. It's 3:06 to go, y'all. 3:06 to go. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, this doesn't look right. 64-48. That is the correct score. 3:06 to go. Leonie Fibich. Up to 11 points for Leo. She joins Stewie and Sabali in double figures. But she is the spark off the bench for the Liberty. Leonie Fibich. She has 2 steals in this game so far. So Shug Sutton, who started off the season with the Phoenix Mercury, was in a trade there during the season. She's getting minutes tonight at point guard. Melbourne in the game as well. Jade Melbourne on the drive. Gets into the paint, and they call a foul on Niara Sabali. Four fouls on Niara Sabali. That's the only defect in her game tonight. She's up to 4 fouls. They're checking Kennedy Burke into the game here. So let's see what this lineup is. Much smaller. It looks like Stewie might be the center here. Stewie guarding Jaden Melbourne. She gets to the basket. That's a travel. She throws up the floater, misses. Rebound to Stewie. So it's Sabrina, Stewie, Kayla Thornton, Leo, and Burke. Stewie looks on the attack. Stewie pass the ball. Sabrina on the drive. Sabrina finds the cutting Burke. Burke goes up, switches hands, misses the layup. I thought Sabrina should have taken the layup, but she ill-advised pass to Burke, who fumbled it and then tried to get it up. Shook Sutton over to Carly Samuelson. Corner to Melbourne. That's not her strong suit. She misses. Rebound to Stewie. Eddie, salute, my friend. Thanks for joining as always. Yeah, the Liberty need luck, man. The way that sometimes they be playing. Sabrina on the drive. Pass to Stewie. Stewie layup. Oh, Stewie misses the layup. Oh my gosh. Come on, Brianna. Just go up and finish that. Tries to hit it off the high off the glass and misses. Shook Sutton with the ball. You got to communicate here. Ball down to Kone. Kone jumps and scores. Miscommunication there between Sabrina and Kennedy Burke. And it leads to a Sika Kone layup. This is what happens when people get into foul trouble. Rotations that don't usually play together. Good cut by Leo to Stewie. Can Stewie hit a three? And Stewie finally knocks down a corner three right in front of the Washington bench. 67-50. That all started from Leo cutting to the middle of the paint. Drew some defenders. It left Stewie a little open. Oh, and they call a foul there on Kayla Thornton going for the steal. That's what we need more of. People cutting to the paint instead of everybody just standing on the perimeter. Ball in play here. Stewie gets a rest. So it's Sloot, Burke, Jonquel, Phoebich, and Thornton. Kennedy Burke guarding Shatori Walker Kimbrough. She misses. Fight for the rebound. Liberty have it. Vandersloot up the court. Under a minute to go here. Vandersloot to Leo. Leo up top to JJ. JJ looking. Goes reverses. Gets into the paint. Goes up. Stops. Handoff to Burke. And scores. Kennedy Burke with the layup. And she's on the board. 69-50. New York responding here in this third quarter after a slow start. Ball gets deflected by the Liberty and out of bounds. Good active hands. Ball in play here with the Mystics. Melbourne with the ball. Melbourne over to Carly Samuelson for three. She misses. Rebound to KT. KT over to Sloot. 25 seconds to go. She should look at the clock. Over to Burke. Over to JJ. Don't shoot it, please. Sloot down to Leo. Leo cross court to Burke. Burke for three. Oh, and Burke knocks down to three. 22-point lead here for the Liberty, and they're starting to put belt to behind here. 72-50. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Shook Sutton, top of the key, guarded by Leo. Shook Sutton to attack. Shook Sutton between the legs. In and out dribble. Out to Carly. Carly for three. And knocks down to three. Is that a foul as well? And she gets fouled by Kennedy Burke. Come on. Carly Samuelson. The Liberty played great defense there. Carly Samuelson shoots the three and gets fouled by Kennedy Burke. And she's deep, too. So a 4-point play opportunity for Washington here. New York did everything right all the way up to that last second, jumping forward into a 3-point shooter like Carly Samuelson, and fouls her as she knocks it down. So it's 72-53. New York closed that quarter really, really strong. They're outscoring Washington 25-16. So the referees are looking at the clock. It should be Carly Samuelson to shoot that free throw. There was no doubt about it. She got it off in time. So that should just be that's something Kennedy Burkett has to realize. Jonquel is guarding Suge Sutton. She has the size advantage. No really need to be that deep in the paint off of a 3-point shooter. Hope they're going over that in film. So Samuelson will go to the line with 0.3 seconds to go in the third quarter, to complete the 4-point play. And she buries it. Liberty just inbound the ball to end the quarter, and the Mystics score 17 points in that third quarter. The Liberty scored 25. The Liberty went up as many as 23, I believe the lead was. 22, I should say. But the lead is now 18. Leonie Fibich, it's my MVP of the game, came in and turned the third quarter on its head, affected the quarter in all different ways, hitting threes, getting offensive rebounds for layups, getting deflections and steals. Oh, snap, I forgot to check in for the Liberty game on the app to get my points. I always forget to do that. I need to set a reminder for myself. But we get ready for the fourth quarter, people. Ready for the fourth quarter. Thank you all for sticking around for this game. Looks like Minnesota is handling Connecticut right now. Minnesota is handling Connecticut. Tickets. My Brooklyn Rewards. Forgot to check in. Claim. All right, got my 50 points. And we good to go. All right, y'all. So we're getting ready for the fourth quarter. Liberty will start the quarter with possession. A good stat I did see, the Liberty have 31 bench points in this game. 31 points from the bench, which is a real positive. Led by the two Germans, Leonie Fibich and Niara Sabally. Niara has 12 points. Leonie has 11. So that puts us at 23. We got 5 points from Kennedy Burke. That puts us at 28. 3 points from Kayla Thornton, which puts us at 31. So everybody who's come into the game for the Liberty has scored so far. Stewie has 15 points and 10 rebounds to lead New York. 9 points from Benai Jelani Hamilton. Sabrina only with 5 points, 2 of 7 shooting. I'm glad she's shooting less because that last game was horrible. I think she was 2 for 12 from 3 alone, 4 for 14 overall. So I'm glad she's looking to get others involved. She has 6 assists and 7 rebounds, so she's affecting the game in other ways. Doesn't have a turnover either. So if your shot is not falling, look to affect the game in other ways. Still be out there to be a threat. Don't turn down open looks, but don't be forcing those crazy looks that she was forcing against Minnesota. And the same person I'm highlighting is the same person that the broadcast is highlighting, Leonie Fibich. Ball in play here with New York. And as I talk about Leo, she goes for a 3. Oh, it bounces high off the rim. I thought it was going to drop. But it's a miss. Rebound to Washington. Washington with Sutton, Kone, Samuelson, Walker Kimbrough, and Melbourne. And they call a foul on Leonie Fibich. Not surprised. Leo, all she can do is smile. Leonie Fibich up to 4 fouls tonight, though. Ball and play to Kone. Kone to Walker Kimbrough. Kone falls down. Leo comes over to help. Kone misses, and they call a foul. Is that on Leo or is that on Thornton? They called it on Kayla Thornton. Good. So Leo stays with 4. That's 2 fouls on Kayla Thornton. Kone at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good for Kone. And she buries the second. So it's 72-56. New York cannot let go of the rope here. New York has to put their foot. That looked like a foul by Melbourne. They don't call it. Kennedy Burke with the ball over Thornton. Thornton with the ball over to Vandersloot. Vandersloot on the attack. Goes over to Burke. Burke to Thornton. Thornton, no hesitation for 3. Too strong. Rebound to Carly Samuelson. Samuelson brings it up the court. Over to Sutton. Sutton with the ball. Finds Carly on the roll. Stripped by Kayla Thornton. And it goes out of bounds. Stays with the Mystics. This game is far from being done. The Liberty, they have a penchant to give up some leads here like they did against the undermanned Aces team. So Liberty to keep their eye on the prize here. Oh, Kennedy Burke gets the steal on the inbound, and she's running. Drops it back to Leo. That was a dangerous pass there. Gets it to Jonquel. Over to Burke in the corner. Burke drives baseline to Leo in the corner. Leo up top to Sloot. Sloot fakes the pass, goes drive. Left-hand layup is good for Courtney Vandersloot with the left-hand lay. And it's 74-56. Kone with the ball, top of the key. Kone over to Carly Samuelson. Carly Samuelson over to Walker Kimbrough. Walker Kimbrough back to Carly. Carly guarded by Jonquel. It goes behind the back. Over to Sutton. Sutton goes behind the back. Sutton playing with the ball. Ball gets deflected. Shot clock violation. Great defense by the Liberty there. And the 16 turnovers by the Mystics. Ball in play with the Liberty. New York, only 8 turnovers, which is good. I hope I didn't jinx it there. Jonquel has the ball. Jonquel, handoff to Leo. Leo over to Burke. They want to post Jonquel. Cross-court pass to Kayla. Touch pass to Vandersloot. Vandersloot picks up her dribble. Down to Leo in the post against Samuelson. Reverse spin. Fall away jump shot. It rolls in. Look at Leo. They actually gave Leo a touch. That's not a three-pointer. And she hits a nice little fall away jump shot from 15 foot out. Jane Melbourne with the ball. Jane Melbourne stops. Down to Kone, guarded by Thornton. Kone goes up, tries to step through, and great defense by KT. Rebound by Jonquel. Jonquel, dangerous pass, and runs over Vandersloot. The Liberty always do these type of passes. So people who don't know Leonie Fiba, she was the Spanish MVP in the Spain League this past season. So she's not only just a three-point shooter, she's capable of doing much more. She's tempered down her game to fit into this Liberty squad. Vandersloot, foul line jump shot is short, and they call a foul on Jonquel. 5 fouls on Jonquel. That's 5 fouls on Jonquel. Sandy not going to challenge it. Ball in play here with the Liberty. Shug Sutton over to Atkins. Atkins has been a thorn in the Liberty side. Kone back to Shug. Shug on the drive, goes up. Jonquel comes over and gets the block. And I don't know who keeps possession. I'll stay with the Mystics. I thought the Liberty hit it off of Sutton. But Jonquel Jones, even with the 5 fouls, rotates over and gets the block. Jonquel Jones moves into 19th place on the all-times blocks list with that block there. Shug Sutton the inbound. Sutton throws it over the head, and then Kone saves it right to Atkins. Atkins with 6 on the clock. Atkins tries to step through, goes up with the right hand, and that is unacceptable. How do they get the ball at half court and still score? As Atkins scores again. Atkins up to 19 points here. Vandersloot with the ball. Vandersloot gets into the paint, loses it. Jonquel saves it. Jonquel goes up and scores. 78-58, 20-point game here. Liberty trying to secure the 1 seed with a win. Shook Sutton with the ball. Shook Sutton crossover. And they call a foul there on Kennedy Burke. New York getting called for a lot of fouls tonight. 23 fouls on the Liberty. And they say the Liberty don't get calls. They say the Liberty get all the calls. Washington only has 13 fouls. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough gets it into Engsler. Engsler to Atkins, guarded by Burke. Ariel, deep three, and she knocks down the three. Ariel Atkins, she hates the Liberty, I'm telling you. She knocks down the three from deep, and it's 78-61. Leo over to Vandersloot. Vandersloot over to Burke. Burke shoots a three, air ball, and so between Ariel Atkins and Leonie Fibich for the rebound. And it's a jump ball. That's the type of shots I talk about the Liberty shooting. Ill-advised shots early in the shot clock. No need to shoot it. Continue to move the basketball. But there's a timeout here. Timeout called. 78-61. Liberty looking to close this game out. Oh, it looks like Connecticut has come all the way back to tie this game. 69-69 here. This is interesting. This could have some implications here, people. This can have some implications. If Connecticut wins this game, they still have a chance to get that 2 seed. They still have a chance to get that 2 seed if Connecticut pulls off the win. They're checking this for a flagrant foul on, that might be Bridget Carlton. So Connecticut could get some free throws here. I just saw the play. Salute to everybody still here on the stream. Salute. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't left a like, let's leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back for the Aces versus Seattle Storm game, a battle between the potential 4 and 5 seeds in the playoffs. If Seattle wins, they still have a chance for 4. If Vegas wins, they'll secure at worst, the 4 seed if they win. Potentially, depending on the outcome of this Minnesota-Connecticut game, they could potentially even get to 3. So we're gonna be monitoring that all night long. So make sure you grab your late night snack, grab your drink, and tune into some WNBA hoops. Also, if you didn't hear my explanation about the 24W playoff seeding here on the screen, all the teams in yellow, their positioning can still change. The teams that are in green, you're locked into those seeds. So only Indiana and Phoenix are locked into their current seeds, the 6 and 7 seeds. Everybody else, depending on the outcome of this game, on these games, I should say, will be adjusted. So it's a jump ball between Atkins and Fibich by the Washington basket here. 9 seconds on the shot clock if Washington gets it. Leo jumps it up, and Liberty get possession. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina, turnover there. New York with the turnover. Van Loo over to Engsler. Engsler to Atkins. Atkins a ball off the foot of Kayla Thornton. So Sabrina comes in, didn't have a turnover all night, and gets a turnover on that possession. So on the floor, it's Sabrina, Benijah, Kayla, Jonquel, and Leo. For Washington is Van Loo, Enxler, Kone, Walker Kimbrough, and New York with another foul there. New York not moving their feet. They're playing defense with their hands. Walker Kimbrough draws a foul. So Walker Kimbrough going to the line for free throws. Sandy Brondello screams from the bench, no more fouls. Walker Kimbrough first free throw is up, and she misses. Walker Kimbrough knocks down the second, and ball's back in play with New York. 78-62. Sabrina running the point now. Sabrina comes off the screen. Sabrina probing. Corner to Benijah. Benijah pump fakes. Benijah out to Sabrina. Sabrina on the drive. Spin move on Van Loo. Mid-range jump shot is short. Jonquel fight for the rebound. She secures it. Out to Kayla. Kayla. Corner three. Kayla! Let's go, KT. Knocks down the three in front of the Washington bench. 81-62. Hopefully Kayla can get that three-point stroke back that she had earlier in the season when Vandersloot was out for those games. Atkins pulls for three. She misses. Benijah gets the offensive rebound. Benijah brings it up right side of the court. Gets to slip Benijah over to Kayla. Kayla pump fakes. Step back. Foul line jump shot. Misses. And Leo tries to get the rebound. It goes off a Washington player, and it stays with New York. That's one thing about New York. Some players need to learn how to chase those offensive rebounds down. Kayla, Leo do that very well. The others usually just stand around and watch the ball bounce. Jonquel down to Benijah. Benijah faces up. Attacks Ariel Atkins, blows by her, misses the left-hand layup. Had more space than she thought. Atkins with the ball. Atkins, they're left wide open for three. She misses. I think she's running out of steam here, Ariel Atkins. She's done a lot in this quarter to keep them alive. And Sabrina travels. Predicting passes. You got to keep the dribble alive until you're ready to pass. Don't shrug your shoulders or say no. You traveled. So Sabrina, after I gave her so much props for not turning the ball over, up to 2 turnovers here. Liberty up to 11 turnovers. Ball in play here. Kone over to Van Loo for 3. That's off. And Benijah gets the offensive rebound. Benijah over to Jonquel, who steps into a 3. Too strong. Liberty getting into that mode where they're just shooting threes now. Van Loo to Enxler to Atkins. Atkins over to Van Loo. Corner to Walker Kimbrough. Down to Enxler. Sabrina fighting, but Enxler just too big and scores. Game's not over. 81-64. Sabrina brings the ball up the court. Coach Brondello calls out the play. Sabrina gets the screen from Kayla Thornton. Keep your dribble alive. Picks up her dribble. Dangerous pass to Benijah. Benijah looks to attack. In and out dribble, gets into the paint. Switches hands and scores. Benijah Laney Hamilton breaks down her defender, gets to the basket, and scores. And Eric Thibault calls a timeout. So Benijah Laney Hamilton making something happen out of nothing. Goes past 2 defenders, goes up, under, layup with the right. All right, guys, this Minnesota game is coming down to the wire. Connecticut has the ball. Alyssa Thomas, push shot, and scores. Alyssa Thomas gives Connecticut the lead with 22 seconds to go. So Connecticut looking to sweep the season series against the Minnesota Lynx here. This matchup's not as given as people want to make it seem. We might have some action here, people. We might have some action here. So 22.9 seconds to go. 22.9 seconds to go. I'm gonna hide this thing because before it spoils the score for us. 22.9 seconds to go in Connecticut. Actually, let's do this. Where is it? Let me just crop it right quick. There we go. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in. I'm just giving you an update on Connecticut versus Minnesota. This game, 22 seconds to go. Minnesota ball. If Connecticut win, they sweep the season series against the Minnesota Lynx, and they still could fight for that 2 seed on Thursday. Courtney Williams, an ex-Connecticut player, clapping her hand. She's pretty hype here. So let's see what the play is. 22 seconds to go. They'll probably want to wait for the last possible shot here. Shot clock is off. 17 seconds to go. Kayla McBride with the ball. Bounce pass down to their MVP, Nafisa. Turnaround jump shot. Rolls around and good. Nafisa Collier. You can't make that stuff up. Nafisa Collier. Turnaround jump shot in the paint. Gives Minnesota the lead with 11.4 seconds to go. She saw the double coming, spun away from it, got a nice roll, and scored. That's what big time players do. That is what big time players do. Nafisa Collier. What's she up to tonight? Ball and play. Sorry guys, back to this game. The game just restarted. You didn't miss nothing. Ball and play with the Mystics. Jade Melbourne catches the pass and misses the layup. Niara Sabali with the ball. Over to Ivana Dojkic, who's checked in for Sabrina. Marquisha Davis also getting some minutes here. Niara Sabali, handoff to Dojkic. Dojkic over to Burke. Marquisha with the ball. Marquisha looks to attack, goes between the legs, fumbling the ball a bit, and turns the ball over. Shug Sutton with the ball. Shug Sutton bounce pass to Jade Melbourne, and she gets the left-hand layup. So Ivana Dojkic is 83-66 here. Niara to Marquisha. Marquisha out to Dojkic. Dojkic with the ball. So all bench line up here right now. Dojkic gets bumped off, gets it to Marquisha with 6 on the clock again. Marquisha looks to attack. Marquisha goes baseline. Reverse hangs. Oh, she misses. Well, and they say it's a shot clock violation. So 2 dead possessions here by the Liberty bench with 2 minutes to go. Oh, what a play by Connecticut. Sorry. Connecticut gets a layup with 8 seconds to go here. Alyssa Thomas to Dewana Bonner. This game's coming down to the wire. But back to this game, guys. Sorry, I'm just bouncing back and forth, trying to keep you guys updated. Carly Samuelson to Engsler. And they call a foul there by Jalen Sherrod. Washington's in the bonus. They'll go to the line for free throws. So the bench is out there trying to close this game out for the Liberty. Liberty on their way to securing the #1 overall seed as Jade Melbourne knocks down the first free throw. Oh, I missed something. Looks like Minnesota scored and got fouled. Jade Melbourne hits the second free throw. Yeah, Damien, a lot more work to do. A lot more work to do. Oh, Bridget Carlton hit a 3. Dojkic on the drive, corner to Marquisha. Marquisha pump fakes. Marquisha step back, mid-range jump shot, bounces around, and good. Marquisha, that's where she can affect the game, knocking down mid-range jump shots. She's on the board, 85-68. Connecticut looks like they're about to lose this game. I don't know why my headphones connected to my phone. But Carly Samuelson with the ball over to Engsler for 3, and she buries the 3. Emily Engsler knocks down the 3. It's 85-71. Dojkic with the ball over to Sabally. Sabally to Marquisha Davis. Over to Dojkic. Dojkic gets the screen. Dojkic crossover out to Sherrod. Sherrod for 3. Misses. Rebound. Tapped by Niara. Burke gets the offensive rebound and scores. Minnesota wins that game 78-76, people. Jade Melbourne with the ball. Jade Melbourne trying to attack Sherrod. Out to Shug Sutton. Sutton steps back for 3, misses. Fight for the rebound. Niara tips it. Sherrod saves it. And they call a foul, defensive foul there by the Mystics. 23 seconds to go. I thought I was stopping the clock, guys. My bad. But you know what's going on. 23 seconds to go here. No, it's not. Ball in play. Liberty running the clock down. And the Liberty will secure the #1 overall seed here in the WNBA playoffs. Liberty win this game 87-71 over the Washington Mystics. We have some things to secure here. What a finish to this game by the Liberty. They had a couple edgy moments there where I thought they were going to revert back to bad habits, but Leonie Fibic comes in. She's my MVP for this game. Comes in and makes a hell of a difference in this game to get the Liberty their 32nd win of the season. Match their franchise record of wins in the season. If they win on Thursday, they will have their highest win total in the season. Liberty moved to 32-7. Mystics moved to 13-26. I'm gonna update the little board here that we have. So Minnesota with the win, they secure the 2 seed. New York secures the 1 seed. Everything else is still up for grabs here. So New York and Minnesota are now locked into 1 and 2. Indiana at 6. Mercury at 7. Connecticut, if they lose on Thursday and Vegas wins these next 2 games, they could drop down to 4, and that would flip everything on its head, honestly. So we still have a lot to look forward to in this playoff chase here. It looks like Chicago's making a comeback as well on Atlanta, so that could change things as well. But let's take a look at the box score for the Liberty in this game. Sorry about that box score. So New York, 29-18 in the first. They were outscored by 1 in the second, 19-18. Third quarter, New York 25-17 over Washington. Fourth quarter, Washington outscored them 17-15, but the job was already done. New York gets a 16-point win over the Washington Mystics. Salute, Liz. See you in a bit. Let's go over the box score here. Lainey Hamilton, 24 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Brianna Stewart, 15 points and 10 rebounds, double-double for Stewie. Jonquil with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Vandersloot with 5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 22 minutes. Sabrina played 28 minutes, 5 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 of 8 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3. So much less shots than last game, which is a good sign. She has to get back to hitting that midi that she was hitting, that floater. She was automatic first half of the season. Then she got the neck injury and things went downhill. Kayla Thornton, 2 threes in the game, 6 points, 7 points from Burke, 12 points from Sably, gave us a big spark off the bench. Hopefully that back is okay. Leonie Fibic, my MVP, 13 points. A lot of great deflections and steals for her. Jalen Sherrod, Marquisha, and Ivana. Marquisha got 2 points in that final 3 minutes of the game. New York shoots 25% from 3. That has to improve. 45% from the field, 73% from the line. Washington, Engsler, 26 minutes, 7 points, and 8 rebounds. You have Dolson with 3 points, Van Loo with 8 points, Sykes with 8 points, Atkins with 22. Atkins always kills the Liberty. Kone with 8 points, Samuelson with 7, Walker Kimbrough with 3, 5 from Jade Melbourne. New York wins the season series, sweeps the season series 4-0 over the Washington Mystics. Let's see if the standings have been updated on ESPN. They're usually pretty good at updating it. Yes, they have. So that star, the star and the 2 dashes means clinch best league record. So New York clinches that #1 seed with a 32-7 record. Minnesota clinches that 2 seed with a 30-9 record with their win over the Connecticut Sun tonight. Connecticut at 27-12. They're gonna need to win on Thursday and hope the Aces lose one of these next 2 to keep that 3 seed. If not, they will flip places with the Connecticut Sun and the Aces will move up to 3. Vegas and Seattle play 4. We'll be back for that watch along in the next 48 minutes or so. Indiana not playing tonight. Phoenix takes on the Sparks at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Chicago currently is now in the 8th seed with that Washington loss. So as I showed you guys earlier, if Atlanta beats Chicago and Washington loses, battle of the 8th seed will still be up for grabs. So we'll see. If Chicago wins, that could really throw a wrench in the plans there. Really could throw a wrench in the plans. But that is what it looks like at this point in time. Damien says, Sabrina Ionescu needs to find a way to be aggressive and she will find her groove, especially when in the playoffs. But there's no excuse for Ionescu not to show up and show out. Yeah, earlier in the season, she was getting into the paint. That floater was working from about 15 feet out. It was money. She got the neck injury and looks for every time she gets in there, the shots are short. So she's going to have to address that if the Liberty want to win their first championship in franchise history. All right, people, I'm about to head out. I'll be back in the next 45 minutes or so for Aces versus Storm. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like on the way out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch y'all in a bit. Salute.